From Daily Forex, this is Chris taking a look at the Bitcoin market, and you can see that we've stopped right here where I had anticipated, right around 8,000, ran into some trouble, formed a shooting star. It's a very negative candlestick. Now, I will tell you that it's not time to start selling. What it is if you're a shorter term trader, it's time to take some profit. It's time to perhaps move your stop losses up. I think 6,000 should be support. If it doesn't end up being support, that's actually a very negative sign. We do have a golden cross down here, 50 cross in the 200-day EMA. It does tend to give us a hint as a bullish run, but you can see how useful that is because this is crossing down here. We're about $4,000 above there. So, but it is worth noting that longer-term algorithms do pay attention to these things at times. So what do I expect? I expect a break at the bottom of the candlestick should send this market looking for lower pricing. We'll find support probably at 7,000 and most certainly at 6,000. The alternate scenario is that we break the top of the candlestick and go straight up. You have to remember, though, it wasn't that long ago a lot of people got really hurt hanging on to Bitcoin. So a lot of them, and you can't blame them, quite frankly, are more than willing to take some profit off the table as this has gone completely insanely parabolic over the last few days again. Part of the problem with the low volume market, it can be thrown around like this. While it's great if you time your exits, if you get on the wrong side of it, things get ugly, as we all know. So I think we're going to pause here, maybe pull back a little bit, but we should find buyers below. Not much has changed at this point. To be honest with you, I would rather see that if I was a Bitcoin bull than a break of this shooting star. While that's a bullish sign, that, as a trader, for me, piques my interest because then I'll start looking at higher time frames for failure to start shorting. We all know that when the futures markets opened, the absolute high for Bitcoin, I believe, was the day before. We could see something like that if we go parabolic again because there's just way too much bad market memory. And beyond that, another thing that you need to pay attention to is that there's a lot of retail traders that got in up here and have been hanging on this whole time. There is going to be resistance above because they'll be willing to take their profits, or more likely willing to get out of break even. If you're buying something at 15,000 and it goes down to 4,000 and you can't sell because the losses are too horrific, once you get to 15,000, it's common for traders to take the position off because they just can't. They feel like they dodged a bullet. You can't blame them. So I do think we get a pullback. I think it's absolutely necessary, and I, for one, would welcome it. A break higher gets my target then to 10,000, but at that point we would be so parabolic I'd almost have to at least have a shot at shorting it.